Hey guys, it's Melina Dixon. I'm the team leader of the Sprinkle Divas team, and this is our training from our June 2015 team meeting, and the topic is customer service. So I'm just going to go through some information, and hopefully this will be really helpful. So we actually have a really awesome opportunity because we are in direct sales. We can build relationships and provide personalized customer service to our customers, which is not something that every retailer can do. We can send, thank you cards, send follow-up messages, or make follow-up phone calls, call to check and see if our customers need to reorder anything, if they have any special events coming up that they might need some gifts for. So that's definitely a service that we can offer that they're not getting other places. So the key to making, to having lasting success and continued prosperity is to build repeat customers. It's not necessarily the first sale that's important. It's actually getting them to purchase from you a second time, which is huge. So here are just a few things that can cause us to lose customers. The first one's being pushy. The easiest way to turn off a customer is being too aggressive. That doesn't mean you should be afraid to ask. Just be sensitive to your customer. Nobody likes to be pressured into something that they don't want to do. When trying to make a sale or book a party, be real and authentic and be honest. So we actually talked a little bit about that at the meeting. There's definitely a right way to ask and a wrong way, and your tone has a lot to do with it. But if someone genuinely doesn't seem like they want to purchase from you or book a party with you, there's just no sense in continuing to pester them. The next is lack of communication. So nothing is worse for your customer than when they're anxious about getting a new item and it doesn't arrive in a timely manner. If you know of a delay, let the customer know in advance and give them a time frame as to when they can expect the item to come in. Along with this, if an order is incorrect, apologize and process the correct order promptly. Keeping the lines of communication open lets the customer know you haven't forgot about them and that their business is a priority to you. The next is not following up. Follow-up is definitely a struggle for me. Believe it or not, as much as I like to talk, I don't necessarily always love picking up the phone and calling someone. So I'm working on that. There are customers out there who've expressed a soft interest in some way towards our business, and guess what? We don't follow up with them. Keep notes of people who express interest and follow up, either email, phone, social media, or text. Let them know you're available to answer questions. If they express a greater interest, invite them out to coffee to discuss the opportunity. So that would be someone who's interested in possibly joining your team. The next way to lose customers is tardiness. So the customer should be made aware of when the order is going to be placed so they understand the timeline. Many times customers order items for birthdays or holidays and they need to know when their item will arrive. Nothing is worse than thinking that your order was placed on a certain day only to find out it was placed a week later. So definitely when you have parties, specifically parties, just make sure that your host and your customers know exactly, when you're planning to close this party. The orders are not going to be placed till then. And that way the customers understand, okay, so we're closing the party Friday. This is how many days to allow for processing. This is how many days to allow for shipping. And what's great, if we can get them their orders quicker, that's fabulous. But at least they understand ahead of time what timeline they should expect. The next is overpromise. So that kind of goes along with what I was saying. So oftentimes customers are overpromised and then become disappointed when the expectation is not met. A great example is that telling them your order will be here in 2 days. Shipping, our shipping department works really hard to get orders out, but they're not shipping orders same day in most cases. So the likelihood that they're going to get their order 2 days after placing it, that's definitely an overpromise. Okay, so just for a moment, think about all the time, energy, and money that you invest into getting a new customer. So think about a customer that was at your last party. So in order to meet that guest, you had to first meet the host, book the party with the host, overcome any objections she had about booking, coach her, and sell her on the idea of getting other people to come. You had to drive to the hostess's house, set up all your products, and then do the party presentation. And after that, then you meet the customer. So I say all that not to discourage you, but rather to encourage you that we should definitely be placing value on all of our guests at our party, even if they just purchase 1 jar of sprinkles. And like I said earlier, a 2-time buyer is twice as likely to buy as a 1-time buyer. So it's not that first sale that matters, it's the second sale. And once a customer purchases twice from you, they are twice as likely that they'll purchase again. How do we assure that customers purchase from us twice? So think about all the people that you interact with in a day. It would be impossible to remember each person unless, of course, that person followed up with you by a phone call, email, handwritten note, and reminded you of how you met them. You would definitely remember that person if they were doing that. So improving your follow-up can have a tremendous effect on your bottom line. So the fact that our customers are hearing from us and they remember us just increases the odds that they're going to continue to do business with us. So here is a follow-up schedule, and it's 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. And my suggestion with that would be 2 days after the party or after their order, just give them just a quick phone call, Facebook message if you guys are Facebook friends. Thank them again for their order. Hopefully you thanked them at the party, but thank them again and just let them know, hey, we're placing this order on such and such date. Here's when I can expect to have it, or here's when your host will expect to have it. I'll definitely let you know when the orders are in. 2 weeks after the sale, you're going to follow up and make sure they're happy with everything they got. Now, hopefully, if you're receiving the order and then distributing it to your host or to your customers, you would know if there was anything wrong with the order before you delivered it. But just say, on the off chance that this is an out-of-town customer or out-of-town hostess, that you didn't get to inspect all the orders beforehand, that 2-week follow-up would be a great time to make sure everything was good with the order. And if not, submit a trouble ticket and get that taken care of for them. And then the 2-month follow-up is a reorder follow-up. Hey, are you running low on anything? Follow-up accomplishes 2 important things. It provides good customer service and a call to action. So when your prospect receives a call, it builds that essential relationship upon which a good business is built. The follow-up call also gives the customers information about what to do next and what you have to offer. Following up promptly and then continuously is a crucial part of increasing business. Don't underestimate the power of a handwritten note. We live in a world where technology is everywhere. Almost all of our communication is completed via electronic means. I can definitely agree with that. I send more texts and emails and Facebook messages throughout the day than I do making phone calls. It's quicker, it's easier. It doesn't necessarily matter if the person's available or not. You can send that message and then they can read it, in their downtime. But because we are so electronically centric, people really do appreciate the thoughtfulness and the time it takes to write a handwritten note. Writing a thank you card or other kind of follow-up note doesn't have to take an extremely long time. Many services are available on the internet. Just tweak them to fit your situation. Another advantage of the handwritten note: people tend to keep them longer and then act on them immediately when going through paperwork or paying bills. Well, that's cool. Didn't know that. Be persistent. Sometimes it takes more than one follow-up gesture to continue the relationship. Did you send a card 2 months ago and haven't heard anything? Consider sending a quick email, text, or Facebook message to check in or ask a question. And it could simply be, how are you doing? We haven't chatted in a while. Without being a nuisance, be persistent and consistent with your follow-up methods. Showing your customers that you're committed to building a mutually beneficial relationship can be as simple as reaching out to them on a regular basis. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Julianne Jones, but she's a direct sales diva. She's a trainer. And she actually, in her follow-up, especially if this is someone who expressed interest in the business or in having a party, she basically tells them up front. She will follow up until they tell her to stop. So she's not stalking them, but she's giving them at any time the opportunity to say, hey, go ahead and stop following up with me. Which I think is kind of cool, because you don't want people to feel pressured. It's so important that people don't feel pressured. And if they say to you, yeah, I think I'm interested in joining your team, interested in selling Pink Zebra, let me think about it. That first follow-up call, if they don't answer, can be, all right, well, you said you were interested. I wanted to see if you had any questions, if there's any other information that maybe you need. And I'll just check back in with you, in a couple of weeks if I don't hear from you. And my follow-up philosophy is to continue to follow up with you until you ask me to stop. All right, next, build it into your regular schedule. That's something I'm actually working on right now. I'm working on how I'm going to do my follow-up. Following up with prospects and customers can be a daunting task, not to mention ineffective if it's only something you do once in a while. Put it into your regular work schedule, such as daily or weekly. Put systems in place to easily track your customers, when you contacted them, when they ordered, what they like, etc. Once you commit to following up regularly, it will become habitual, and you can begin reaping the benefits of building better business relationships. Connect socially. And this is aside from social media. Try to connect beyond doing business. So many of your customers are your neighbors. You have similar interests or mutual friends. A lot of times in business, it's who you know that gets the sale. Reaching out and developing friendships is the ultimate way to follow it better. And I absolutely can agree with that. It's much easier for me to reach out to customers that have become friends of mine because I'm checking in with them anyways. It's not always a business follow-up that I'm making, but then it can turn into that. So, hey, how you doing? We should get together, do dinner. And then it's, oh, by the way, I'm running low on these sprinkles, or I need a gift. So I definitely have had that happen. So build relationships and friendships with your customers, and that will make follow-up easier. So in closing, customers are the lifeblood of our business, and we do have such a unique opportunity to assure they're receiving the best possible service in our business. And if you give great customer service, there's no doubt that you'll see it pay dividends for your business. And this is our opportunity to be different and make a difference for our customers. And what I'll just say with that is, we talked at the meeting. One of our team members shared about a handwritten note that she included in an order of a new customer. And the customer's mom actually saw the note and was just so impressed that this consultant took the time to include that she decided to place an order. And she said, I want to support someone who feels customer service is that important. All right, so hopefully all this was helpful, and I'll chat with you soon.